In the previous years, I have been making videos trying to hype up the WWE 2K video games. I have always told you why you should buy the video game for that year. However, things are different now. After seeing the early footage of WWE 2K20 as well as the lack of new features, I think this is by far the worst, and let me repeat myself, the worst WWE video game I've seen in a while. Personally, I am skipping this year unless there's a sale for like $10 or $15, because at that point I'll buy it, whatever, just to try it out. I don't really care. But at $60, I think it is a complete waste of money, especially because 2K has been super lazy and you should not spend your money to support them for something so bad. So here are 10 reasons why you should not buy WWE 2K20. Everyone says it every single year. People always talk about the number one thing that they want in a wrestling video game, the beloved GM mode, where you take the role as a general manager of one brand and compete with the other one to see who can have the better storyline and matches. For some strange reason, 2K has not even tried to implement this feature, which would relatively be easy. All you have to do is set up a draft feature and then create a simple dashboard, then allow the rating systems of each match to determine what your entire show receives. This can allow the computer to decide if you've gained or lost fans. That is literally how simple it would be to integrate this mode into the franchise that would instantly make the game 5 times better than it is. Also, in real life, they have drafts and the brands are split up, so it makes even more sense to include it in the series. I'm sure they hear the cry from the community to have it in the game, but do they care? Nope, because they believe you will buy it anyways. This is why I won't buy it anymore. They could have even included the features in universe mode, but they're even too lazy to do that. Speaking of universe mode, that is another thing that absolutely sucks. When it was first announced in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I really enjoyed the mode. It looked extremely promising and had a lot of room for improvement. However, the thing about the mode now is that it's only been getting worse and worse by the years. Universe mode has less segments and storylines than ever before and has become way too complicated in terms of just setting up your universe. The matches are constantly being repeated and there is no variety. How the mode has been in the franchise for almost a decade and made little to zero improvement is insane to me. I think 2K should either completely get rid of the mode or actually spend time working on it and improving it, because the way it is now, it's pretty much pointless and many people do not use it. WWE 2K20 will break the record for removing the most amount of superstars in a wrestling video game. There have been more than 30 wrestlers you won't be able to see anymore in WWE 2K20 that were in WWE 2K19. This list includes the likes of Alexander Wolf, Bam Bam Bigelow, the British Bulldog, Ivory, Killian Dane, Leo Rush, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, Rikishi, Psycho Sid, The Godfather, and Vader. Aside from removing these superstars, I also read somewhere that different attires have also been removed for current superstars. One of the names I heard was Kane from 1998. This is a huge blow for me because Kane is actually one of my favorite superstars of all time, and I just love the vintage attire that he had in the game, and I don't see why you had to remove it. He looks so badass and I always wanted to use him, and now you just got rid of him. This is just another reason for me to stick to WWE 2K19, to be honest. Let's shift things over to showcase mode, and this year we will be taking a look at the 4 horsewomen's careers and how they kickstarted the women's evolution. Do I think this looks kind of exciting? No, I don't, because I think it's a bit silly that we are going to relive moments over the last 5 years. I legit remember watching almost all of these things transpire that are going to be featured in that mode. It never made sense to have this mode for current events. I understood the Stone Cold Steve Austin showcase mode, because most people who play WWE 2K did not watch or witness the Attitude Era. Therefore, you allow them to take a step back and view it all happening while playing and controlling it. But to do something so recent is a waste of time in my opinion. I'd rather have 2K let me rewatch those moments on the WWE network while they give me a better universe mode or add season mode or something new and fresh and unique that will keep me interested in wanting to play. I'm not one to usually complain about graphics because they don't really make or break the game. But the fact that 2K has downgraded over the last year is seriously embarrassing. There have been some models that just look downright terrible. Molly Holly is a perfect example who literally looks like a default created superstar. The career mode cutscenes looks like something from a PS2 game. Just take a look at some of these clips. It's so sad to see. Like, I don't know how they expect people to watch and take this serious. Becky Lynch's character model is also horrendous, and she is the cover star. And also, this looks nothing like The Rock. The Fiend seems pretty much rushed, and worst of all is Bianca Belair and her new entrance. If you actually compare her entrance from 2K19 to 2K20, it was far better looking in the game last year than now. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know how this went through production. I just don't know. Ever since moving away from being a fun and arcade style video game, 2K has doubled down on trying to make this a good simulation style video game that looks as real as possible to the real life wrestling production. Even though I am not a fan of this, I can see the appeal that others would have with this. However, so much has changed in the WWE since the creation of this game that everything, and I mean everything, is out of date. There's completely new Raw and SmackDown Live logos, arenas, and commentators. Then you have superstars like Bayley and Sasha Banks who completely changed up their look. So many other things changed as well that the simulation isn't even great anymore. It would be a little smart to have monthly updates with the tires and arenas, but that would require a little bit too much work for the developers, and also I guess if they don't do that, then you would have no reason to buy the next year's game because you only really buy the games nowadays just to get an updated attire. One of WWE 2K20's newest addition to the game is WWE Originals. For those who don't know what that is, let me explain for you. Basically, we will be getting creepy looking wrestlers and arenas, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else special about it other than that. People will most likely play the mode a few times here and there, and then will never touch it again. This seems like one of the laziest ways to make the game look new and cool without doing much work. I, for one, do not care if I am playing in a new arena unless there are cool things that can happen in that environment, such as being able to jump off a tree or something like that. Nope, it's just wrestling the same exact match, but in a different looking arena. And that is not worth $60 in my opinion. 2K decided to completely change the way we have been using the controls in this game. One of the biggest differences is that you will now need to use the Y or triangle button to reverse things. Apparently, this was done to help with the online games because it's much faster for the online servers to track the main buttons instead of the triggers. I'm not that technical with the software development, but I'm pretty sure that 2K could have kept the same controls if they really wanted to improve the servers. These servers are a complete mess, and the reversals weren't the only bad thing about it. So you're eliminating one problem, but then creating a bunch of different ones while not really fixing the main problem. Now, we are forced to change the way we have been reversing in the game for the last 20 years. This seems like it's going to cause a lot of chaos and confusion for at least the first week of playing the game. I've been looking at the gameplay videos from the YouTubers who were given access to play the video game before anyone else, and I can honestly say the gameplay engine and mechanics look like absolute trash. It looks like WWE 2K15 all over again, and we all know how much of a mess that was. This is really sad because 2K19 was improving a lot and becoming much better with the gameplay speed and hit detection. Moves were looking smoother than ever before. Now, we have completely took a 180-degree turn and have digressed into the wrong direction. I am fully aware that this is because Yuke's left 2K, and yes, it sucks to completely start a new engine, but if they really cared about the customer's experience, they would have held off this game until next year and actually try to make it better before selling it. And in the meantime, they could have updated attires and other things in 2K19 for the time being. That would have been the smart and strategic approach that they didn't do. Overall, it seems like the entire tone and theme of this video game seems to be laziness. 2K made what looks to be the most uninteresting video game of all time and just basically a copy and paste of 2K19, but kind of worse. After hearing all the complaints I had with the game, I seriously hope some of you consider not wasting your money. I will be skipping this game unless, like I said, it's $15, and that's even pushing it because I'm not sure if it's even worth that much money. And that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and I'll see you all on the next video.
And I got this soul.